am I doing this video? I really shouldn't be doing this video. I'm already like one of the least popular people on YouTube, and this video is not going to be doing me any favors. I almost guarantee it's not going to be doing me any favors at all, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I don't give any shits. So the video game I'm going to be talking about today is Ocarina of Time. And to a lot of people's dismay, I find this game to be a bit overrated.
Fuck you! I ain't having that shit! No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Yes, I know what you all might be thinking. But just because it's overrated doesn't mean it's bad. See, as much as I consider it to be one of the most overrated games, it's also one of my personal favorite games. But it's not my absolute personal favorite. And that's what a lot of people would expect, because that's a lot of other people's opinions. And God forbid you ever have an opinion that even slightly differs from somebody else's. Now let me just start by saying this game was pretty fucking ambitious for its time. And there was really nothing else like it, so when this game came out, it probably was the best game ever made. But there have been a lot of Zelda games and a lot of adventure games since then. So the fact that some people still consider it to be the best game ever made, or at least the best Zelda game ever made, is kind of a mystery to me. But I guess I kind of have the answer. See, I really don't like to use the term nostalgia blind, but let's just say that most likely the only reason there are still people out there who consider this the best game ever made, let alone the best Zelda game ever made, is because they grew up with it. It's close to their heart. They have a lot of nostalgia for it, so no matter how much better from an objective standpoint games that came out after it might be, you might say they're too blinded by nostalgia to see that. But again, I don't think it's bad. It had a lot going for it. Adventure, horseback riding, water temple. Okay, that kind of sucked. But at least the music's good. Anyway, there's also that damn Bigoron sword side quest, where there are some time constraints, and if you fail to meet those time constraints, you have to start the entire side quest all over again. And it's not a short side quest. It's about 20 to 30 minutes. So yeah. Thankfully, it's not mandatory. As I found out, you can actually defeat Ganon with a broken Goron sword. Yeah, I shit you not. And then there's this neat little trick where you can use a bottle to reflect Ganondorf's projectiles. And it actually works better than a sword, believe it or not. Yeah. Oh, but hey, listen. Who could forget Navi? I'm gonna show you a clip that's a pretty accurate representation of dealing with Navi.
Hello, look! Hey, watch out! Hey, listen! Hey, look! Hello, hey, listen!
You're welcome. You actually have artist Gamer Gal to thank for that beautiful piece of work. But, moving on. There's also King Zora. Hey buddy, excuse me. You think you could, move a little faster? Kinda got a world to save here. By all means, feel free to take your sweet ass fucking time. Oh, sweet Jesus, finally. All nitpicks aside, though, you could say the reason I find this game to be overrated is because of all the hype that it got. I guess I was expecting just a little more from it, and that's a pretty common problem in this day and age. I'm pretty sure overhype can ruin just about anything. If something gets a large enough fan base and people just won't shut the fuck up about it, there's bound to be plenty of people out there that outright hate it just because everybody else loves it so much, or at least doesn't see the hype. And then there's the obscure hidden gems that don't get nearly as much appreciation as they deserve. And I guess you could say another thing holding it back for me personally is that I kind of feel like it shows its age ever so slightly. Granted, not as much as this game, or this game, or this game, or oh my god, get that the fuck out of here. Oh, that's better. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to opinion. And whether or not something can be considered the best game ever made, or the best movie ever made, or the best song ever made, or the best book ever made, is all entirely subjective. And I have nothing against opinions. It's those who treat their opinions as fact and act like everyone else is a complete idiot for having a differing opinion that piss the shit out of me. Not to mention giving BS and/or false reasons for why that opinion is fact. Like old Gliger 13 vids over here. Now there are a few more things I'd like to bring up. There are multiple different versions of Ocarina of Time, and depending on which version you get, you'll get a slightly different experience. Like for one, the music in the Fire Temple was changed, and there were a few other things. I'm not going to go into too much detail why, but apparently it has a little bit to do with controversy. And the only reason I know about any of this is because I've played a few different versions of the game myself. The first time I ever played it, it was on an N64, and it was the original version with everything intact. Then I later got the game on Virtual Console, and noticed a few differences when I reached the Fire Temple. I noticed the music was different, and I decided to look into it, and found out a few interesting things. Here's the sound file from the original version of the game. Now here's the sound file from the altered version of the game. So, hear the difference? Now, the chanting in the original version was what made it unique from the rest of the tracks in the game, but in the altered version, it just has the same generic choir as most of the other songs that appear in the game, such as the Dark Temple. Now, the reason for this change is because the chanting is apparently Muslim chanting, and they caught on to it and found it offensive. And for the very same reason, the symbol on the mirror shield was changed too, because apparently it matched a Muslim symbol. Here's a side-by-side comparison. On the left, you can see there's kind of a crescent moon shape. And on the right side, you can see there's more of a diamond shape. And the third and final change is the blood color. When Link is fighting Ganondorf, you can see blood in two different parts. And depending on which version you get, it's going to be a different color, red or green. Here, you can see Ganondorf coughing up red blood. Here, you can see Ganondorf coughing up green blood. When Link delivers the final blow to Ganon, red blood. Now when he delivers the final blow, green blood. And I'll let you guess the reason for this change. Take your time. You got there yet? Sensitive parents, of course. What else? Can't have blood in that rated E game. Oh, but fully nude McFish fetish is okay. Who I might add also starts off as a nude child when you first meet her. Anyway, that's all for now. I could go into a few more details about the game, but I think everybody knows about as much as they need to know about this game, so I'll just move on. Anyway, I'll see you people later.